Hello everyone and welcome to Trials of VinTear here on Arcane Focus D&D. This is episode 15 of our ongoing campaign, Trials of VinTear. I'm your Dungeon Master Mike, and joined with me are my amazing crew. Say hello everyone.
Hello.
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 We have Steve.
It's our quinceañera.
It is Temple.
Wait, because I just realized. Now I'm ready. Hi.
Yeah. Titan.
Howdy.
Nick.
Hello.
And Amber.
Hey.
If you're watching this on Twitch, well, just to let you know, this is all a pre-recorded stream. We do sort of hard cuts for tech issues and toddler breaks, so just keep that in mind. Also, if you don't have a full 2-hour time window to watch this entire stream, don't worry. Join us tomorrow as we do Short Rest on our YouTube channel. It is a nice little kind of breakdown of this exact session for those who are interested.
Also, how is life in the future?
Exciting, and I'll say why.
What are the lottery numbers? Come on, I need money. I like money.
Now, normally at this point, I would ask my party to roll a d20 and for an ad read. But I have 2 very long updates to give, and so I feel like that'd take a lot of time. So I'm not actually gonna ask you to roll anything today. So let's get into it because there's a lot to get through. By the time this video publishes, in a little bit over a week, we're about to hit our 1-year anniversary since our first campaign, Magic and Mosted, ended. The epilogue of episode 102 for Magic and Mosted was released on November 18th, 2023, and between then and now, let's reflect and show our hand of what's to come. Number 1, we snagged 2 incredible players at our table, some new faces, both Titan and Nick as regulars. Yay! We added new shows like Above Table, and maybe something else in the future that I'm currently working on. And number 3, we're dipping our toes into new systems. Between then and now, we've tried out Chiron's Doom from Nick's one-shot from Holiday Special last year, and our Kids on Bikes one-shots, where we played a couple of broke teenagers in Toy Box, which leads us to our first announcement. Our previous view of the town of Bright Falls was merely a fraction of the strange events and occurrences that will or has happened within its city line. But who's to say that city line is limited? Our view witnesses old computers beginning to process and blink in a dark office as the sound of line papers printed. Upon one of the monitors is a simple line map of the United States. Figures, cloaked in shadows, speak in hushed tones, concerns about another one's popping up. How many is it now? I think we're at 4. No, wait. Correct it. 6. Give me the head of records. We need to know why we're just finding about this now. This energy is swelling of restricted info and knowledge. Then a person grabs a translucent sheet of paper, the kind that used in old projectors, and places it on the monitor that displays that US, sort of the line, and shows a strange new discovery. There are 6 states in the United States that have a city with the same name, Bright Falls, and that number is growing. Welcome everyone to our new one-shot series, The Bright Falls Chronicles, a series of one-shots all set in the same world, same city, different state. Different occurrences, an evolving cast of crew and new friends. Toy Box, we're now jumping into it, is located in California. Kind of based off of Orange County a little bit. This world, Toy Box, it exists in this United States. And so does the Lunar Cafe. Our brand new Bright Falls one-shot will be joined by a bunch of new faces, which I will start releasing more information as we get closer. And its release date is mid-December. So keep an eye out for that. That's a lot of new information. I like this idea of, I don't know, there's a lot of ideas like Stranger Things and Control that sort of inspired this concept. And yeah, you have to wait until December, and it feels like torture, but luckily, the desire to look back has always been on my mind. And to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of Mosted's completion, we're going back. Join us next week, because by the time this releases, it'll be next week, for Reconstruction, Part 1. We'll be jumping back in time from VinTear and forward from Mosted to check on Vera Kavad Kane, Savannah Skrilla, and Rolly the Fire Sun Barnwell. Our 3 griffins, to see what they've been up to since they've saved the continent of Mosted, and we'll also be participating as both Nick and Titan. So I can't wait to see what you guys create. Part 1 of Reconstruction will be released on November 16th, and Part 2 will be released on the 23rd. Those are the announcements. A lot of new series coming out, and I wanted to build something where I can have another universe beyond Aduna. So,
But now I have a burning question that everyone needs to know. The first campaign you're talking about, Bright Falls? Right?
The one-shot Chronicles,
Mhm.
yeah.
Does it have an in and out?
It does.
It
does.
Yeah, let's go. That.
It's got it all. Well, with that all out of the way, you guys ready for a quick recap? Let me get some of this real quick. The fight began as our traveling band of heroes squared off with a confident group of bandits. The source of their confidence emerged as they began controlling the battlefield, triggering pitfalls, sand geyser traps, and moving around the battlefield with zip lines tied to the base of trees. Air shot out from the trees while Phoenix jumped from the cart as the now blinded horses raced towards their death to a spike pit. Arrow threw bolts of fire from afar, while Legati commanded the change in movements of nearby rocks to smash against the skull of the far-off bandit. Just as they raced into the fight, both Diva and Morse felt something wrap around them. Piercing sting of hooks snagged into their flesh and yanked them off the cart into the water. The bandit who snagged them stood on the boat at the other end that they were tied to, ready to fight them. As the fight finished, the party reconnected with the sound of sort of wet shoes as both Diva and Morse kind of dragging themselves, slightly injured, but you should have seen the other guys. Let's see. During a night's rest, as the party was traveling on foot, Legati was visited by Teller. They shared their feelings and theories about the Solal, and due to Teller's strange alteration due to the pool water, he was able to view the Solal in a different light. A dimension of pure change, something that bleeds into all of reality, but for some reason, he was able to see that Legati was able to curve that soft trickle of change into a river. During his sleep, new bends to the river were made, and as you all awoke, Legati was a bit shorter, and now in a gnomish form, no longer human. Processing this, which I'm sure we will get to that probably now, but still moving forward, our heroes reached past the rug and outer slums of Outslock, as Outslock currently is within view. Going towards one of the entry points, there was a small crowd happening as some of the guards were pushing some of the people back from the entrance. A fight was ensuing between a small 1.5 bright pink fairy warrior and her fight against this looming plant flesh creature. Cheers were erupting from the crowd, pumping up the woman, now named Cooley, was made as the fairy raced to protect the viewing crowd. Just as she did that, the creature took this advantage and raced into a nearby tree, colliding with it, morphing into it. And full disclosure, transport via plants. Cooley, one of the heroes of the forward guard, waved to her adoring fans and flew into the night to locate the creature. We rejoin our party currently still outside within the rug, right next to the entrance. So the wall of Outslaw is still kind of in view. The archway that actually allows you to go into the city is there. A lot of the guards right now are kind of... Some of them look a little bit more excitable. Like they're like, oh my god. The fact that they saw a battle from these heroic heroes. Some people are scooting by, not getting checked, but you guys are currently outside. How do you handle this? What do you do?
Is she in view? Or is she like straight up take off?
Cooley, she has flown, took to the skies to locate this creature. And yeah, I think the last thing we left was that you were yelling her name to get her attention.
Yeah.
But so were everyone else, like calling her name to cheer.
I feel like Phoenix might bolt, but only if she can see her, because I don't want to be chasing nothing. Can I do perception check?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay. Yeah, dice is a butthole.
Good start. Good start.
Yeah, 19.
19. You're able to catch sort of her flight pattern. She's actually, as she flies, she's almost like surrounded by a horde of butterflies, of multicolored, sort of flying off. It gets to a point where the only reason you can see her is because the moonlight that is shining through some of the clouds, she's just casting a small bit of shadow.
Oh shit, it's nighttime? I thought it was daytime.
No, you guys, remember because you didn't have the horses, it took a little bit longer.
I'll hold. Phoenix is not stupid enough to be running in the dark.
She's got a built-in torch.
No, it's not so much that she has dark vision. It's that she's not stupid enough to be possibly eaten by other things and she does not know that are there.
It should be a little fireball. Why would they eat that?
Unless that it's like a really big moth.
Wait, moth?
Yeah, to
You
a
mean
flame.
like the marrow that sucks out your bones?
No. I was thinking more like Mothman, but that works too. Did you say there are guards at this gate that are like checking people?
Yes, there are a couple of peacekeepers that they're called. Outlaw peacekeepers who are... Some of them are talking to themselves, kind of like neglecting their duties. And then there's like maybe one or two who are trying to get order back and starting to organize people going, okay, yes, we all saw that, but please, we need to make sure that everything's proper. Excuse me, ma'am. And then starting to talk to people like, what are you bringing into that? What is your reason for visit? What are you bringing with you? Things like that. Just inventory check.
You have so many weapons. I don't think they're gonna like that.
Weapons not allowed in the city? I'm from here. I should know that, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah, because Outstock specifically, because there also is the force to the south. There are hunters, there are people with swords and bows and arrows and crossbows. And there are also people who are training to maybe even join the Peacekeeper Corps. So
In that case, they shouldn't have any reasons to keep us out.
Yeah.
At most, we're out here hunting. Which is
Also,
kind of true.
there's creatures. There's creatures out there, so people need to defend themselves.
Yeah, we literally got attacked like 12 hours ago or whatever, so...
Alright, well, those are bandits. That's fine.
I mean, if we're worried about the guard, let me handle it.
Okay.
By all means.
Wait a little bit. Slowly the line starts to move forward. Eventually your crew steps up. One of the guards, sort of this female dwarven woman, sort of a long beard on her chin, goes, "Oh, sorry for the wait. Hopefully it's a rare sight to see the forward guard in action. What brings you to Outslaw?"
I look at you and I'm like, 'cause you're here. I'm like, well, we're visiting and here for pleasure for hunt.
Oh, hunters. Oh, all right. Do you have a place that you're staying for the night?
I think we were just going to find an inn.
Right. Well, if you're looking to spend coin, definitely the Emerald Strip is a good place to go. You just walk around there. You'll certainly find a place to find bedding. If not, with you here within the stone, you can. If you don't mind, do you have a name for your crew so I can mark that you've entered?
We have so many. we haven't decided yet.
Where's that?
You vote.
There was
Which
one,
one's your
and we all said, okay, we could live with that, but I forgot what the hell it was.
I know. I'm like, where's that list?
I
It's
mean,
not
Yeah,
the
yeah, the
whole
Unbreakables,
list,
right?
but
It
What's
wasn't it wasn't the Unbreakables or something like that?
Out of just quick minding it, I'm like the Firewolves.
Oh, God. I hear Phoenix
That
Audible
makes
say
sense.
that
Like
out
we can
loud.
change it later.
Yeah,
I don't think we agreed on that.
We
Hold
did.
on.
Oh, you want me to mark that tentative?
Sure.
Sure. Yes.
It's a
Sure.
work in progress.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
asterisk on it.
Asterix, sure. Welcome to Outslock. I enjoy your time.
Thank you. Just walk by.
Uh,
And as once we're out of earshot, I'm like, sorry guys, that was the first thing I thought of.
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't good.
Wasn't great.
Within the walls of the capital of the Dracewind Kingdom, Outslock, and its cobblestone streets, numerous buildings and statues of a past war hero stand at the entrance. You can see off to the north where the central square sits on a raised elevation. Numerous flags of color and that drape the streets. The sounds of sort of nocturnal birds caw and cry as the waxing moonlit night sends a chill across your bodies as it's late. It's around 11 p.m. Specifically, let's throw a number out here, 11:19 for you, Legati.
Sounds right.
There are all sorts of people. Even though it's very late, there are you see people walking from out of corners, from homes and shops. It's one of those cities that kind of never sleeps. There's always something going on. And this is definitely very nostalgic for you, Legati. You're like, yeah, there's always a sound happening at night. There's never a calmness, regardless of where you are in Outslock. You all see it's like an old woman who crosses a point holding a paper bag. The bottom of it rips and just like a bunch of groceries spill out. And across the street, there are a couple of sort of like a half-elven man and a dwarven guy just sort of leaning against a post watching this and just staring at her.
I'll go take off.
Start-
Go
You running
help her with her
away from
things.
the woman?
No, take off where?
I'm gonna go help her with her stuff.
Oh,
Older woman, curly hair, white, kind of starts to pick. Oh, thank you, dear. Oh, damn it all. Seems that the cold one's got a paper bag a bit wet. Appreciate it.
You live far?
Oh no, just around the corner.
I'll walk her to her house. And then turn around and give a dirty look at the people that were out.
They are across the street, and they were maybe, if for those who are watching too, about maybe 40 feet back and just sort of keeping pace across the street.
They're following us?
They're following. I mean, if you guys are following also Phoenix, then yes, they are following you guys.
I'd like to. What's this thing called? Damn it! Where did it go?
insight.
No, not insight. What's that thing I do? Jesus, it's been so long.
Attack.
Divine sense?
No.
Divine sense or something
Not
along those lines.
divine smite.
Yeah.
I want to smite them.
No.
Smite the old lady.
The-
Divine sense. No.
Divine sense. Thank you. Yes, that thing. Because I'm good at what I do.
Divine sense goes out, sort of this golden light. Sort of have your eyes look around, and you don't sense any fae, fiend, or undead.
Good. Okay. Nothing.
I'll roll insight. I don't mind inciting the old lady.
I'm more
Okay.
concerned about the crowd. So you incite the
Yeah.
old lady, I incite the crowd.
Okay.
I'll
I mean,
do neither.
considering
I'm
we
just gonna,
got
like,
baited
stretch
the
and
last
grab my
time.
sword.
Mhm.
have it ready.
Well, I don't think I learned much. That's an 11.
11. You're doing the
My
crowds, right?
insight is high.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically the crowds, like in general, or you're also looking at these two individuals?
Well, noticing that since we're following Phoenix and now a crowd of people are following us, we're just like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, people are also getting let in. So I think what your 11 is sort of getting is that people are walking in, and it's less of them following you. It's just that you're coming from the entrance. So there are multiple ways to go, but you're kind of going down a main thoroughfare. You definitely do clock the two individuals, the half-elven man and the dwarven man, who are just sort of keeping tail. And they just have sort of eyes locked on Phoenix. Phoenix, what'd you get?
18.
18.
She a sus old lady?
The old woman has it's like when you go visit your grandmother and she has like her hand on your wrist, and it, like whenever they talk to you, it's always like, don't leave, for some reason, even though you're not leaving. And she's just going, oh yes, I make there's this beautiful stew, and they're just talking about nonsense, anything she can to have a conversation. Eventually you do get to her front door. She's, oh, this is mine.
Okay. I'm not gonna go inside, but I'll help her, like, put her stuff through the door. But Phoenix is, like, gonna not go inside.
How big is her place?
Yeah.
Not very big. It's very much like the Bronx, where everything's kind of like thin, narrowed buildings.
Or like little townhouses
Yeah.
or whatever.
I was gonna ask if we could just crash in her living room instead of getting a hotel.
That's
but
a
maybe
lot.
That's not the best. Well, she might get attacked. We might be doing her a favor.
I will whisper to her, do you always keep friends? And, like, Phoenix just kind of gestures to the two following her. Like, not pointing, just trying to make it known that people were following
She looks
her.
over and goes, that's Richie's son. They're fine.
Really? They've been following you in the dark because they know you?
She looks over, and I think you follow her eyes, and the half-elven man just sort of gives a nod.
I give the same nod back.
She taps your wrist. Phoenix goes, it'll be fine. Have a good night. Thank you again.
You're welcome. She backs off.
Across the street. Oi! You folks new in town?
Visiting.
I figured. Kind of points to Morse. Armor type and all. Hanging out here near the stone steps.
I'm watching that guy.
I'm also watching that guy.
I say nothing to him, but I'm watching that guy.
The dwarven man beelines it to you, Phoenix.
Like, aggressively? Like, I gotta hit him? Or, like, he's just walking on over?
It's a bit aggressive. There's like a huff to his footsteps as he kind of...
I just see Phoenix's fists already building up. I'm like, chill. Let's wait on it.
Oh, I don't hit first. I could probably knock him out one go if I wanted, but I don't want to.
I know you can.
His
She's
hand
not
goes,
Vera. She's a little calmer than that.
his hand goes back. Extends out. Has a palm out.
Okay. I reluctantly shook his hand.
I appreciate that. Not a lot of people stop for, helping Arcane. All people. It's simple, yeah? You do good, town does good to you.
I didn't want her to walk home by herself. She dropped all her groceries.
Yeah, I saw that. Appreciate it. City's big. And people know it. She knows it. It sort of points to the door where the old woman went in. She knows it. We all know that the peacekeepers and the forward guard can't be everywhere at once. We all have to have a sharp eye.
Ford guard come out often? Or is that a rare sight from what I heard?
It's rare. Maybe uncommon, but occasionally you see them. Why, you go fans of him? Kind of points, looks at all of you guys. Trying to be your own forward guard, yeah?
Trying to find some information. I guess one of the originals trained me.
Oh, no shit.
I didn't know he was part of the Fort Guard. Relatively new info.
You help out Arcane. You give us respect. We show it in kind. You have a place to stay?
Not yet. Trying to find one.
Well, we can give some recommendations. Oh, apologies. Just fix himself a little bit up, the dwarven man. I'm Jokas. It's my friend there, Lucas.
Phoenix.
Pleasure.
And this is my group. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Sorry, like you said, just new faces. And I put up my hand, Diva.
Oh, pleasure. Grabs your hand, kind of like almost like the knuckles forward, and just sort of gives it a kiss. Pleasure.
I kind of take it back, like, thank you, and I got up and shoved Morse.
Moors, and that's all I'll say.
Likewise, Arrow will just Arrow.
Yeah, Legati tips his hat from the back.
All right. Well, we ain't gonna pay for you, but we'll definitely give you some good recommendations. Nothing better to get a local, yeah?
Dude, please lead the way.
Since it's your first time here, some recommendations. Looking for a good place to stay. Bordoon's, damn it, I wrote it down, and it's correct. How do I say it? Amber, how do you say this word? Hold on, I'm gonna text it to you.
Why are you putting things in the campaign you can't say?
Here.
Oh, Bordeaux?
Bordeaux! The X confused me for a second. Bordoon's Bordeaux. It's also a bit of a tongue twister. Bordoon's Bordeaux. It's a great place to rest your head. It used to be a fancy joint, the only one we had here in the stone steps. But the new owner is a bit of a ditz, so it lost a bit of its charm. Still nice. It's kind of a less classy joint for cheap price. If you're looking for a place to have some good cheap drinks with some privacy, check out the Hotspot.
I look back at the group. Bordeaux, hotspot.
I don't really care.
Cheap drinks in privacy, or kind of fancy, but probably not. I'm kind of leaning towards the hotspot.
I like cheap drinks.
Okay.
Sorry.
That'll do.
He sort of, Joe Cass sort of gives you directions, sort of pointing you in the right way. Going through Outslock, especially within the stone steps, it is just numerous small buildings that you have to like crest across, other like numerous like four-way intersections, alleyways that start to curve and twist and sort of give right angles. It's a bit of a maze here, and it's one of those things where you have to be from here to know where you're going, or at least get a good guide or some good direction. Eventually, on the western side of the stone steps, you can see in the distance a large warehouse, sort of graveled floor before you actually get to the actual building. It has a metal sheet that reads the hotspot, where the O in hot is replaced with a bright red ball of fire that is actually burning right now. You see the light. Yeah, so this is where you stand. It's kind of some distance away, but you can hear that there is already like music coming from this place. It is a straight up bar. It's a bar that's open late, yeah, it's kind of you guys can go in or you can suss it out.
So it's just a bar, not a bar and a bar and a end stay.
Yeah, it is a bar that has like, if you wanted to like drink and be alone, you can be here and be a perfect place to do it.
I'm gonna make note of this place.
I do have a thought of for this place to provide secrecy, but you have a big old flame just burning outside of it. I have thoughts on that. I mean, shall we?
Got money to burn.
All right. You have to walk past a few people. You know, people are walking out, so you sort of cross them. And inside, due to the lack of knickknacks along the walls, which is very much the opposite of the Red Maw, there's like brick walls, kind of beams that go across the ceiling. Because again, it is sort of like a converted warehouse. The sound is a bit louder in here, especially near the center area. There also is sort of like this outer dome space where it's a lot more like they have curtains, so it's a lot more private for people to like take a table and enjoy some privacy and drink. Wooden tables, metal chairs all around. The space it's big enough for even if you were outside, there's so much noise that your conversation could probably be deafened by the amount of music and conversation happening in here. There's a large bar, numerous tables, and in the middle is this like circular stage where there's currently a kind of like a miniature concert going on right now. There's a couple people bobbing to the music. There's about 5 people, you know, playing musical instruments in the middle. A few things of note as you walk in. There is this bright, I mean, neon red tiefling with neon red horns who's manning the bar with sort of solid yellow eyes and a bit of a snaggletooth that as he talks it sort of sticks out from the bottom lip. And there are these, not in the private area, sort of like in one of the other seating areas publicly, is a group of, I believe, 4 heavily armored figures, weapons, shields, full plate armor, sitting and talking and drinking, with the branding of a moon on all of their accoutrement.
Is it something any of us can recognize, or rather something I could recognize?
Yes. Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Oh, joy.
Did you say group of 5 or group of 4?
4.
Actually, I'm not terrible at those if I can roll well. I'm terrible at those. That's an 8.
Nate.
I thought that's been mentioned before. That's not the Paladin group, right?
Because I'm proficient in religion, can I do a religion check?
Absolutely.
That is going to be 17.
17. The symbol is not 1-to-1, but definitely has a lot of like design. Yeah, it has a lot of design that's similar to a goddess of the night sky, Sahin Moonbow.
So this implies they're warriors of.
Either that or maybe like people who are dedicated to her teachings, maybe. That's as much as what you can glean just by looking at them.
Interesting.
Phoenix is just gonna sit there because she don't drink.
Oh my god, Phoenix, you're such a stick in the mud. Arrow, what do you like to drink?
Not really.
Let's see what their specialties are. At this point, I'll take something expensive. Again, money to burn. Got nothing else to do with it.
Bugatti, Moors, are you in?
Absolutely.
Cheap and effective.
Walking forward, there's sort of a long strip that's kind of empty where the bartender sees you walk up. Makes his way to you all, sort of wiping a bit of the top, sort of cleaning it out for you. He goes, hello there. Welcome to our spot. Looking to wet your whistle or maybe have your fill?
Both.
All right. Snapped his fingers in a burst of flame in front of you, each of you. A drink menu and a food menu apparates out of flame and ember.
I do eat.
There we go.
The drinking is not the stick in the mud thing. It's more of a tactical decision.
You've never been in a drunken fight? Those are the best.
No, I like to know what I'm doing.
What are you looking for? Ale, mead. We've got hard liquor we have on the shelf. A lot of standard stuff. We also have tonight's special too.
What you got? There we go.
I was waiting for it.
You should roll for it.
Oh no, I flipped to a random thing.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Well, it's a bit of a warm night, so figured a bit of touch of intense heat probably will do as well. Tonight's special is the touch of the succubus.
Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't be me if I did not try that.
I nudge over at Diva. I want that one.
All right, 2 specials,
Make that 3.
3 specials. How about you, big man? Next to you, Legati.
I
You need help
snicker
getting on the bar?
a bit.
I'm gonna assume we just put like a
Yeah, we
book
put
on
'em up
Bugatti
there.
on the seat.
I got books. I got stuff. To I'll point to 2 like mid-priced random like ales or whatever, and I'll say, mix these together in a large tankard, please.
All right, can do. What about you, hot stuff?
Oh, I don't drink.
Can you make
I
that
can't.
in a non-alcoholic version for her?
I'm fine. I'm more of a eat like a freight train kind of girl. I'm good.
I recommend the ball.
I'll take that then.
All right, I'll get you settled with something.
I nudge
and-
Diva. I want that one too.
I guess that makes 2 boars. And do you have something light, like a cheese plate?
I do. We do. I get that situated. And goes behind the counter to the back end, and you see there's this red, like crimson mirror. Places his fingers like 3-way, like almost his thumb and 2 fingers, crosses downwards, and you hear like the splitting of glass, and then you hear voices from this endless void. What's the order? 2 boar. Cheese platter. You got it. And starts to make drinks. Eventually, brings out a drink. Come on.
It's got
Oh,
more.
fun!
Come on.
Yeah.
Heck
Man, it
yeah!
actually has a heart in it. That's really cool. But no, it doesn't have ingredients, so I'm gonna use my own knowledge on this. But I would assume it is very much sort of more than likely liquor, like some kind of liquor mixed with kind of like cinnamon to keep sort of that really sort of passionate spice. Bit of grenadine, because that's a red coloration if I've ever seen it. Cherry on top. Giving that to you. I'm gonna say vodka. Probably is used in that. Mix it up. 3 specials. Looks to you, Legati, in your gnomish form, and pours you a mixture of the 2. And eventually, the mirror cracks open, and 2, like, you didn't realize it, but they were full boars. Come out.
I mean, Phoenix will probably eat one by herself and we'll share the other.
That'll work just
I'll
fine.
share.
And then the cheese platter.
That's still a lot for even me, but I mean, I've been surviving on beads this whole time, so it'd be nice to not eat a beads.
You see the bartender kind of looks to you all. What brings you by? New faces. Want to know you.
I forgot why we're here. Like, Amber forgot why we're here.
Because you guys are you're mid drink. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
like, you know when a waiter
No,
comes by and like, how's the food? You're
Yeah.
just like, God.
You know what? I just throw out the flirtatious line. It's all like, no, the beauty of a stranger is the mystery.
Mysteries.
You don't like mysteries. How? Why? This is the unraveling of a puzzle.
I think he's more of an answers guy.
I just look
more
at
of-
Phoenix like,
What I didn't drink. I'm just reading body language.
I'm more of a romance novel kind of guy.
Yeah, you do lay it on kind of thick. But in a good way.
Hey, Big Boss told me I should, so here I am.
well, do tell, romance guy. What is your story?
Did he tell us his name?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say, if he told us his name and she just straight up romance guy.
He chuckles and goes, what's the deal? The Big Boss wanted talent? Someone who could serve customers? Grabbed me, and here I am. Yeah.
Do you and Big Boss have a name?
Sure. Ascar. It's
I
my
just put my
name.
hand out. Diva.
Nice to meet you, Diva. But no, really. What brings you out here?
We're visiting, passing through.
Hmm.
Our man our big man with the tanker over there is from here.
Looks over the counter.
He shrunk since then.
I said what I said.
Been traveling for a while, but I grew up here.
Oh yeah, in the stone steps, or did you grow up in the Emerald Strip?
I forget which one was it.
Was your family rich?
I mean, my like a teacher and a woodworker or something, I think. So not super wealthy, but
Probably here in the stone steps then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then I refer to a street that I grew up on.
All right. Yeah. Well, good to have you back. And if this is your first time, or at least not his, but you all, might I recommend my Big Boss's other shop, the Grip. That's a wonderful place if you're looking for, the odd diamond in the rough.
That's a heck of a name.
Yeah, I was like, why don't all of your boss's shops sound intense?
Oh,
Actually, on that note, question. That mirror?
Yeah.
yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's keeping up with a little bit of the theme. Hot spot. There's a bit of a, I got hired. Look at me. So, keeping on brand. So that is too. It's just a way to communicate.
Was that Big Boss you were talking to, or that was just the kitchen hand?
Oh, this is the kitchen. No. I can't talk to, the boss that way. She'd have my head. But, Rand, well, hopefully you enjoy your time here.
And what is
Different
the Grip
question.
exactly?
Oh, it's an oddity shop.
Ah.
It's here in the stone steps. The boss likes to go out and collect things. She's a collector. So,
Look at Legati.
I mean, you said she collected you.
she did collect me.
She collects things like people or like things?
Roll me an insight check.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Ooh.
break apart my own thoughts from Arrow's because he's got a rock fur brain. But is this guy good? Is she a devil?
Roll an
back.
insight check.
I really want to meta
Holding
and
back, but I just can't figure out what.
tell Moors to divine sense this whole bitch right
No!
now. But, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
2 minus 1.
Oh no. There's a slight curl to his the side of his cheek. That he's trying, you can see immediately the form starts to shift a little bit more gentle as there was a last minute change to be let's play along with the joke. But it's hard to joke around with. There's some truth behind it.
Don't play with that face, okay?
It's the best feature I've got.
Mm-hmm. You got a good
Okay.
tell.
Now I need to know, since you said it was for your talent, what is this talent?
Silver tongue fit the motif. And I guess I'm pretty loyal. And there is I'll keep the 20 plus roll you did, Phoenix, and there's a tone of a bit of exhaustion. And he says loyal.
All good things that a great barkeep should have.
Exactly.
What's your name?
Ascar.
Right. What's your boss's name?
Tavit.
Cavit?
Tavit.
Tavit.
Yeah, Tavit. Big person. Hard to miss, really. Face like a Bengal tiger.
That's quite a description. Tell me, Tavant, what's he like?
He said she.
She.
She. Or
Yeah.
You can tell the alcohol's hit us a little bit because.
Oh no! I mean, hey, enjoy it. It's actually it's supposed to be really spicy. I haven't tried it myself. I've just sort of been going by what the cards tell me. No, she's intense, very business focused, but she's very fair. She has her own views about certain things like forward guard and things like that. But you know, who doesn't?
What does she think of the foreguard? Not so thrilled.
Nosy Nellies. You know? At least I agree with the big boss that they prove a good point. You know, they provide a good service, but it's kind of hard to enjoy night out when one of them is irregular.
Which one's irregular?
The old one, the really old one, human, Linda. Her old ass frequents this place. I can't turn her down because coin is coin, and believe me, if I'm turning down coin, there goes my tail. It's just hard to have a fun time when the, fucking fake peacekeeper comes in here and enjoys a drink.
Does she cause problems for other patrons, or other patrons just kind of turn away?
It's just her being here, and
A cop is bad for business.
it sends out a weird vibe. Not that we're breaking a lot of rules. But,
Oh, come on. You can be more honest than that.
Well, we like to have fun. And sometimes the eyes of the law prevent us to having fun.
How often does she come in here?
Maybe once a week, but she stays, the entire night. All she orders, he leans in, sort of a gossip moment, like all she orders, she's got white hair, she's got white skin, white wine. That's all she orders is white wine. She's supposed to be some kind of holy woman, but I've never heard a holy woman speak like she does after a few glasses.
Not everybody's a nun.
I guess so.
I don't know. I think I've seen some nuns say some kind of had a mouth of a sailor. Still love their god.
Anyways. Call me over if you ever need a refill, if you have any other questions. Starts to tend to other patrons.
Morris, aren't you looking for like a holy order? and she just looks in the direction of the heavily armed people.
I don't know what it is about this place, but something kind of feels a little off to me.
Is it all the fire?
Was it? No. Wasn't it? It's definitely not the whiskey talking.
You mean the fact that we're in a shady bar with around possibly shady people who are here under the shady dim of light?
Listen, they're cheap and effective, okay? You can't complain about that.
I was just gonna say this was all a big euphemism for hell, but alright.
Listen, just 'cause-
wall.
Look,
Keep
because my blood's from there doesn't mean I'm. It probably does mean I'm from there. Doesn't it?
Don't
Well,
you
I've never
speak
been
Infernal?
No,
Well,
I'm
don't
not
you
targeting
Infernal?
you specifically. I'm just saying that that's the vibe I get from all this.
Then explain the grip.
I'd rather not.
The inflection that he jokingly made the comment that you may collect people, not so much a joke.
Ah,
I didn't read it that way. Then again, I guess I'm not a great read of people.
well,
I have thoughts.
I mean, yeah. Hellscape mirror, I don't know.
I just think it's a mirror. It's fine. Looks cool. Want one.
I mean, you could do your sense in here. It doesn't like glow or anything. It just tells you, right?
Mm-hmm. Just I don't. I'm gonna keep my eyes open here, but probably definitely ordering more drinks.
I'm more intrigued about the ways to have fun that the law shouldn't be seen.
I didn't see the forward guard as cops. That's a new one. They just look like not extra, but like people. As the running theme is, no offense, that when the guards can't handle their shit, that they call. So that's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah, but if the guards can't handle their shit and they're the ones that cause, what is that? How does that read to people?
They're the super cops.
I just point an arrow.
Obadiah was never a super cop. He was very much tried to do good for as long as he could. Wanted to make the world a better place. Was never a hard ass like that. Hard ass in training, but not in that sense.
And some people might actually get that, and then others would be like, no, you're no better.
But then also people change.
Yeah, they do. Maybe not where I'm from, but yeah, I've heard they change.
Okay. More drinks are ordered. Or still being worked on.
I'm just like every now and then I'll like reach over and take something from Morgan's plate.
Something at this point.
I was.
I'm sharing. I'm not gonna eat the whole damn thing.
I mean, this place open for everybody because that's a lot of boar.
Yeah. You said that you're keeping your eye out, Morse. Is this Divine Sense, or are you just sort of keeping an eye out?
Well, why don't we? We'll see where it goes. First of all, I'm gonna just keep my eye open.
Okay.
Just keeping my eye open. Let's start that way.
Sure. Make me a perception check.
Uh, 24.
I think two things catch your eye. And I'll expand on a third thing a little bit. The third thing that you don't get a full thing out about is that Askar, the bartender, is he's keeping up with sort of appearance. Is a very kind of charismatic person. I don't think you sense any immediate red flags from him, but that's just from a glance. It's not, you don't really know the person too well, so it's just what you're getting from an immediate view. behind you, sort of looking around, you catch eyes with the group that are heavily armored, and they are ordering as many drinks as you guys are. Not intentionally, but they are like, it looks like they are on a day off, and they're just enjoying their night. And they're probably going to be here for a bit. And I think you go back and start to look at that mirror, and stuffed under kind of like a paperweight, sort of a bottle, a used bottle that's been used as sort of a paperweight. There's just like mail. It's like a bunch of mail. And one of them has sort of this light green tint that does have a signature of sorry, lost the name. I lost the name.
Bordeaux.
No, not Bordeaux. Yeah, wouldn't that be ironic? No, Yucca.
It has a signature of Yucca. Is that what I?
Yeah.
Am I understanding
like
right?
From Yucca, essentially. Which you recognize to be Prosecutor Yucca.
Ah, interesting.
Big
Interesting.
reason why we're actually here is one, aggressively talk to that person, and two, confirm that Volred is actually in jail and gonna head to that island prison thing.
Is there any way is there any conceivable way that someone could go to that bottle and grab that note just from my surroundings?
I would say it'd be you would need some way to get everyone's attention away, because there are numerous people in here, especially for the music too. So people are going up to the bar, ordering, and walking away. It's gonna be very telling for anyone in this group to reach over and kind of have to like lean out and try to get to the back of the bar.
I'm gonna confer with the party for a bit. I'm gonna say, I've been keeping an eye on this place, and I found something of note. And as I say that, I emphasize the word note, and with my eyes, I point to the bottle. Of note, guys.
The bottle enchanted in some way?
Is there a note on the bottle?
Is there a note in the bottle?
There's a pile
See-
more, so you're gonna have to be more specific.
There's a note written and signed by a prosecutor Yuka.
Wow.
Huh.
Here.
There, and there.
Pile mores. Which one?
Can I point literally like without
That's a point
I-
you could say.
I verbally point to it.
Yeah, you describe it's the light green, sort of tinted paper within
Yes.
the mass of paper.
Yes.
Do we want to ask the bartender about it, or should I just steal it using my invisible mage hand?
I was gonna say,
That's a
don't
good
you
idea.
have Mage Hand?
Yeah, Legati is eating the boar using the invisible mage hand. He is like holding a book and reading
That's
it,
so
and
rad.
boar is being like held in front of his face.
I mean, there's that option.
How obvious would it be if you just snatched the note from a towel on top from under a bottle?
I mean, the note would not become invisible. We may
yes.
need to run or explain ourselves. That's why we might want to just ask if he knows Prosecutor Yuka first.
mean,
The fact that he
there-
has loyalty, I don't think that's going to fly.
There are other ways to get
How
attention
many
away.
people have eyes on that?
How many people have eyes? Well, it's less of
You said it was the bartender and everybody could be a visual of where the note is.
yeah, it's less of them looking at the note. It's just that you can already assume that people are also looking at the bar randomly, whether they are waiting for an opening to talk to the bartender or if they see a friend. It's kind of random. It's kind of difficult to say how many people there are looking in your general direction.
Okay, so if somebody creates a diversion, I'm immediately working on Wrist Pocket as a ritual. So I will have Wrist Pocket ready. Somebody creates a diversion, I will go and like sit at the bar. I just need to get it with my mage hand from where it is to my hand, and then I'll Wrist Pocket and make it disappear, and then we can go read it somewhere safely.
All right, I think I could pull this off. Arrow, you're coming with me.
Perfect.
And all I gotta do is sit back and relax and eat boar. All right.
I'm gonna walk to Ascar and be like, all right, you have to explain yourself.
About what?
Not the approach I
What
thought.
is the fun that the law is not supposed to know about?
Yeah, on the weekends, sometimes we do allow certain substances to be enjoyed in our private areas. If you're ever so inclined, I can RSVP you.
Ah, that's boring.
Well, I mean, I don't know what level of comfortability you have, so.
I was thinking like deaf sports, fight club.
I think you would like. I think you would like the big boss.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually a performer from our part of town. I would love to talk to her.
I'll give you some directions to the grip. She usually spends her day there.
Tell you what. I have my friend here. We do some stuff. We show you an act. If you like it, give me the directions.
Well, we did book our band here, but in about 5 minutes they're gonna take a break. How about in 5 minutes we'll let you have the stage?
That sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna pull Diva aside. You said nothing about performing.
I needed somebody that looks like, kind of rough. Arrow's in a suit of armor. Phoenix is Phoenix, and we need the gnome to be busy.
All right.
If anything,
What did you have in mind?
can you hype a crowd?
I'm right here.
No. No. I cannot.
Why do I always pick the worst one?
I'm right here. In a full suit of armor.
Look, what I can do is I
Right.
can cause a ruckus. I can fight. I can cause problems on purpose. I've spent a lot of time on the water. Not much else to do.
Let's run back to the table and see if we want to get kicked out. Because if we want to get kicked out, I'm all for this.
I mean, he said the boss liked some rowdiness.
Yeah, but there's a
Sure.
difference between hoot hollering versus and some blood versus a literal fight.
I'm just gonna start looking around the room to see who I could pick a fight with.
Big old
I won't do anything,
with a
Yeah,
but I just want to know who I could take.
There's this scrawny looking lizard folk, sort of light blue coloration, who's like bouncing their like lizard neck to the music and is like, yeah, I like this.
No.
I'm just throwing this out there for the record that Morse thought about handling this completely differently.
Were you gonna start a different fight?
I wasn't gonna start a fight at all.
All three of us had different ideas.
We just need to get people to look away from the bar. So I'm all like, okay,
Yes.
there's a stage.
Yes, and Moore's idea of this was, hey, we have a really cool performer. Everyone, look at the pretty cool performer doing performing things. No fights involved.
Yeah, that can still be it, right? It doesn't have to be a fight.
The fight's plan. You know how you like plans, Lugatti? The fight's plan C.
Yeah, if somebody sees me take this thing and says,
Raw.
"Hey, what did you do?" then punch that person. And I will leave with the note.
because it's gonna be that easy.
I mean, the other option would be to say,
I mean, we could bribe him.
drop a
He seems
drink.
loyal.
If glass shatters, it usually catches attention pretty quickly.
That'll probably get like 2 people's attention. We need like to make sure nobody has eyes over there.
I don't know how many people would really rat us out.
Okay.
You're
let's do
not
this
good
again.
at. You're not okay. One wants to have a fight, and one wants to perform. We could
Well,
just.
I'm already set to go on in like less than 5 minutes. I'm going to perform.
I mean, you can perform, and then Arrow, you can go pretend to be drunk and crash into a table. That's a good enough distraction.
There we go.
I'm just gonna eat my boar.
I'm also in my
Mhm.
I think there might be like some sort of like competition between Morris and Phoenix as Morris, you take a bite, Phoenix takes a bigger bite, and then it's like,
Oh no, hold on. No.
Stomach.
There's no competition here. I am just once this whole initial plan has been like spoken, I'm sitting here like, okay, this is a disaster waiting to happen. So I'm just gonna enjoy this while I can.
I mean, I dance, but not for people. That's more of like an acrobatic thing.
Do you want to throw knives at me?
That's not what I do at all. I feel
That would
like
certainly create a
I
distraction.
feel like
It was your
you
first time.
need to learn group strengths because
blood hunter be damned.
you're picking the wrong person for things.
Let me go back to Errol. Do you want to throw knives at me if you want something to do?
I don't have knives, but I have 2 axes.
That works.
I could
See,
do
I
that.
found you a job.
Yeah, just don't have me talking to people. Not my thing.
I just pulled out my hammer. Like, do you want to throw this hammer too?
Look at the size of that
Is
hammer.
it a war
No.
hammer?
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
You want to throw this too?
no, because that might break something.
Oh, why, thank you. I put it away.
I'm gonna go pull the bartender aside for a sec for something completely different.
Sure, yeah. You can use color.
Just so I precedent that.
I love how Phoenix is just like, I'm so over this nonsense.
I gotta go.
Asgard sort of walks over and goes, yeah, odd stuff. What can I get you?
I know you said Linda's a pain in your ass, right? She slides like 5 gold over. Can you tell her that Phoenix is looking for information on Obadiah Beck? That should get her interest.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, I'm not good at those, but okay. Oh, they got the advantage. Oh. Phoenix's dice. That's better. Okay. Got a -1, so 17.
All right. Takes the gold, and there's a bit of a hesitation of like, and it's less of not taking your money and doing the action. It's more of him having to talk to her. And then he goes,
Yeah.
all right. Your name's Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
Can do, Phoenix. I was going to say I was not going to do this for free.
I didn't think you would.
because, don't enjoy her company.
She's like a super bitch, like, or she
Oh,
just...
she just gives out some sort of vibe. I just can't have it here.
What's the vibe?
Like she's like looking at everyone, like judging.
She's not judging that hard if she's like 5 glasses and a white wine. I'm gonna tell you that.
That's where the eye actually, like, you can see the eyebrows, and that's when it gets even worse. Because now it's less become of silent judging, and it's all like a little bit of murmuring judgment.
She's old, right?
Yes,
She's got nothing better to do.
I suppose. Oh yeah, nothing better to do except to be some sort of savior.
Listen, that group does that by second nature. Or at least the one that trained me does all that. He was old as shit and could beat my ass. So it's just second nature to them. The judging part, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Well, consider it done.
Thank you.
You guys staying somewhere where I can direct them to, or just keep an eye out?
I think we'll probably might find a room at Bordeaux or something. I mean, you can just tell her I'm a fire genasi. Most people find this.
Can do.
She's gonna try and push it. Is your boss like really good with like, I don't know, does she have really good connections around here in town, or is she kind of like to herself? Or is she not a
She's
fan favorite?
She has her right connections with the right people. Not all of them are savory, but it's good to know people, regardless.
What did Joshua, what did he give me a napkin or he give me a card?
He gave you a napkin. Do you think Josh gave you a card?
I thought one of us got a card and not a napkin.
I eventually got one from Moore's.
Morse is the one with the cards.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a card from Morse. Give me Josh's card. I don't want to give him a nasty napkin. Why do you keep them in there? Thank you.
Very cool.
I got wraps on, dude, and I don't even keep stuff in there. Anyway, I got... She goes...
What's with this Joshy? Jeez. I'm going back to my boar.
She's gonna go give the card.
Yeah, I mean, Escort sort of takes it and goes,
I don't know if she's got a lawyer on retainer, but I'm trying to get my friend some business.
the boss and I are done with lawyers, okay?
You don't like them?
No, we get bothered by them. There's one particular one that's been bothering us, and so it's kind of turned us off.
Oh, which one? Where you just came from, Model Pier, and one was a giant dick. Josh is pretty cool though.
I don't know who that's who this is.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of a lawyer for the little guy, so he's not so much of an asshole. As far as lawyers go.
He'll just put it on the back counter and like not organize it at all, or put it something where safe. Just like it's there on the open. You may forget it. He goes,
What does Luca look like? I forgot. What Amber forgot.
a green dragonborn.
I don't say name. I just say, the one we ran into was a green dragonborn asshole. So
Persistent bastard.
yeah, made up a lot of lies.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Big Boss don't like him. Tried to make some deal, and we essentially told him to fuck off. Hasn't been back. Thank all the people above and below. But occasionally we get his letters from time to time. Something about joining some kind of separate guild. I don't know. It wasn't in our best interest.
Didn't Legati's contact also get a letter like that? Something about a guild?
Yeah, Legati and Diva's contact, Aaron Curl, were also asked to join a guild, separate from their own.
Kind of racket going on, and I guess the prosecutor's involved in some way. Guess we don't need to steal this letter after all.
Yeah, she runs.
I was all ready.
She thanks him, and then it's like, find me if you need me type deal, runs back over. Do not, you could still perform, but you don't have to. She's not a.
God, he's looking around for something else to steal because he's kind of ready. It's like, oh, all right.
And relays said information.
I just look at Arrow. I'm like, do you still want to throw knives at me? Because I'm still down.
If we don't have to. He looks back at the stage and is just like, ugh.
Thank you, everyone. We've had a wonderful time. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. What we've been told is... Yeah? Okay, good. We're going to have a sort of an interlude sort of... What are they playing? We'll have some entertainment. And they're sort of like scrambling to figure out what it is.
I actually kind of run up to the bar and like try to grab some of the band. What kind of band is it?
It's some horns, sort of lutes, as well as a drum set. So it's sort of
okay,
just
perfect.
musical.
I just flag down. I sound
Ska
like ska
band.
band.
Yeah.
I flag down the drummer. Hey, 5 gold if you want to play about for 5 minutes for me.
We're going on break.
10 gold.
15 gold.
12.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, and that's 4. That's 4.
15 gold.
Fine. Throw the 15 gold at him.
What's that? Encore? No one's screaming encore. You got it. And they start to play another song.
All right. You come here. I look at Arrow.
Oh God. Okay. I will
All
go.
you have to do when I tell you when is throw the arrow and aim at the drum. I'm gonna have the drum, my drum. You don't even have to hit me. I'm gonna jump around it.
Okay.
All right. As the band plays, I go ahead and cut my hand to light my sword on fire because we all know that's the big ooh and ah. And I come out swinging and dancing.
I would like both of you roll me separate performance checks.
God no.
That is going to be an 18.
Bless. 14.
Okay. Considering that you had the less stressful job, Arrow, you're able to. You just feel the eyes. There are just numerous people just looking at you and like, I hate every second of this, and you're just focusing on throwing your axes and the weaponry, while Diva, you are able to leap, dance, and sway around wielding the fire sword. Just, yeah, I'll say with the successful check here, a good chunk of the tavern here, this bar has eyes on this performance.
I mean, the one good thing this gets us out of here, we get Tavi's address if we need it for anything.
But I feel like Legati, right now everyone's sort of keeping eye on the performance right now, sort of newly introduced act.
I don't think we need the letter, Legati.
Yes, we don't. Do we
Wait.
want to talk to this guy now about, like, more about this person, or should we go try to have our conversation and then see if we need to come back to this guy?
I mean, we can see if we can come back. Her boss hates Yuka, so that's a friend in my book.
Agreed.
You
Alright, I
good
will
over
not
there,
steal it.
Morris?
Eventually, I'm assuming the performance ends. Ascar walks up to you two, Diva and Arrow, and goes, "That's not bad."
Not
Then, yeah.
bad.
I tell him to pour Arrow another shot because I'll pay for it. 'Cause I think
Well,
he
hold on.
needs it.
She's having this conversation. He sort of walked up to the middle stage as you've come down, you two, and goes, "Oh, it's not bad. Good enough. Where, yeah, we'll share a bit of the profits with you." Provides 5 gold to each of you.
Still like your
Great.
boss's address.
I can give you the directions to the grip. Yeah, not a problem. You definitely earned it. And gives you significant instructions how to find the shop.
Come on, Arrow. I owe you a drink.
Thank you.
But you guys are able to enjoy your night. It's late now, like probably 1 or 2 in the morning, because you arrived at 11 p.m. What do you? Anything else you like to do here at the hotspot, or are you going to finish up and find a place to sleep? Okay.
Feels like we're done.
Going to the Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Sort of backtracking and then utilizing the instructions that that your kind of semi-new associate Joe Cass gave you. Going through several alleyways and streets, and eventually you find a 4-way intersection where there is a sky bridge on the 2nd story that connects these 2 buildings that are across the street. Both of them sort of decorated with sort of like this forest green accents upon wooden walls on the outside. This is also on the sky bridge as well. These sort of deep wooden walls. There is small ivy that grows up like some of these edgings. Clearly not an intent. It looks like it was a bit of a this place is a bit of a mistreated a little bit. Upon the bridge, it reads Bordeaux, Bordeaux, and it has 2 arrows on this sign. It points to the left building that's connected by this sky tower, and it says room and board. And it points to the right, and it says food and drink.
I'm gonna go towards
Nothing.
room and board.
Yeah, we've had enough of the food and drink.
Yeah, you were full
Probably brought more with us, right?
to-go boxes. Yeah, you walk into the left side. You see this fairly small lobby. It's fairly small. Enough where it could fit maybe 12 people comfortably, which is odd to say, especially in like a 2-building sort of hotel or inn with white wood floors and green accents. Pillars that flank a desk where there's a kind of a late 20s, early 30s man sits there, currently struggling and stressing over paperwork in front of the counter. Human, strong jaw, like a Disney prince, where he has like this long wavy blonde hair, a bit of like a stubble over his face, wears an ascot suit, looks up and goes, "Oh, hello, welcome. Oh, so many. Welcome to the Bordeaux, where luxury is our goal. I'm assuming you've heard of our beautiful accoutrements. Welcome. How many rooms would you be needing, and how long will you be staying with us?"
How expensive are the rooms?
It is 2 gold a night per room. But we offer a 10% discount if you stay for 5 nights or more.
More math.
Look out here, we stayed more than 5.
I'm
We
not
also-
like, are we going to be here for 5 nights?
I don't think our plan is that. Do we pay now, or can we see if we stay 5 nights and then
We give a
pay on our way
deposit.
out?
We can assess depending on how long you need the room. We also offer a suite that can comfortably fit 4 people, 6 people max, if you don't mind sleeping in a chair. But we do charge that 5 gold a night.
I mean, I sleep on the roof, but I don't really want to sleep on the chair.
You'll sleep on the floor, but not.
Space. Not smushed. Different.
I don't mind a chair, honestly.
All right. Should we do the suite then?
Well, if that's
Camp out on the floor.
5 gold a night, and we may or may not be here for 5 days,
Mm-hmm.
are we trying to be economical?
How much do we spend on drinks and food?
That was my question as
Oh,
well.
solid. I think with everything spent here, I think it'll cost everyone a gold. It is cheap stuff at the hotspot, so everyone just
Damn,
minus 1
that's
gold.
good.
Cheap
Yeah.
and effective. I
Cheap and
love it.
Sweet. If there are any other like accommodations to add on, pile all that on. We have
They
so
make their
much
money
money.
some other ways.
That's so
Oh,
special.
that isn't ominous at all.
Love us. All right, it's easier to secure 1 room than 5, so let's get the suite and not get robbed.
All right, we're set to up with the suite. Wonderful. Let's see here. It starts to go through paperwork and documents. I would like everyone to roll me a perception check.
19.
Nope. 6.
Okay.
10.
10.
30-20.
30, 20.
And 14.
Okay. 20 was the DC.
Oh,
Wow.
For
Ouch.
a brief moment, Morris, as he's flipping through paperwork, trying to find like an empty form to sign you in, light green paper Here we go. Go and put down your name, and I will take the 1 night for the deposit. That'll go towards your total. And at the very end, when we decide to check out, we will associate and assess.
All right, how much was it?
5, I think.
5 gold.
All right, I'll give him 5 gold.
Thank you so much. Reaches over the counter.
So as this all is happening, remind me, because Steve, it's been a while, player. Which one of y'all is the sneakiest?
I think.
I'm gonna go to Arrow and I'm gonna be like, hey, green
Okay.
slip. Green slip.
I start like looking around. What are you talking about?
You needed to specify. She just said the man's dumb as a rock, and then you said sneak.
Okay.
I've had
hold on.
drinks, I've performed.
All right, hold on. Let me.
I'm drunk.
What are
Oh,
you
that's
talking about?
true. That's
What are you talking
true.
about?
Tell him,
True.
Yuka.
just want-
Yuka, green paper, ledger.
I'm gonna start like now. I'll look over like at the desk to see if I can see some green paper.
I think with Morris's direction, it takes a moment as this gentleman is taking like Legati's money and is like counting it and going, 5 gold, perfect. I'll have you sign that, if that's possible, and sort of is directing that. With Morris's direction, you are able to see the green slip just within arm's reach.
I'll lean back to Moore's. Do you think that means he's staying here?
Don't know. Want to find out.
How?
Plan B.
I'm just kidding.
I'll reach for a weapon.
No, that's Plan C. That's Plan C.
Oh, sorry.
Create distraction. Grab the slip. Study slip. Put slip back. Distraction ends.
Okay, I'm going to. First of all, is there anything on the desk, like any ink?
Yeah, there's a couple like vials of ink here.
How close to me?
It's like you're at a bank. It's not that far. You know, it's like you just reach over a little bit. It's like half a reach.
Then I'm gonna try to like reach over and tip over an ink bottle, not on the paper, but like on the desk and anything else,
Roll me
On
something.
him.
or on him. Ah! Dice, no! It's a +3. I'm decent with sleight of hands, but still a 7.
I'm gonna
Dice
roll.
said
I have to
no.
roll something.
Oh no.
This is fine.
You reach over to the counter, and your attempt is to sort of tap the ink into this guy. You do so. You do tap the vial as he's currently leaning over the counter and looking at Legati in his now gnomish form. You miss. You do hit, but you're not hitting your target. You actually hit the bundle of paper. And in a flash, something takes, and the paper, that specifically the green one, turns into a sort of like a masquerade mask.
Do we all see that?
Except maybe not Legati, because I think
Okay, 'cause
what
I'm
the guy
paying,
looks to
yeah.
you and goes, he kind of looks down and goes, by the way, sir, when did you enter in from the south end, from the rug?
Now where we came? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I happen to find a little tent shop called the Takeaway anywhere along your travel?
I don't think so.
A tent shop?
Yeah, the pop-up tent. Oh
Did
shit!
we
What
see
the?
that? I don't think. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Looks at it and goes, oh,
Now he sees the mask. Yeah.
I see the mess. Don't worry, I was just asking. No reason for reason. I
Insight check.
did say check.
No reason, mate. Be good. Okay. 17.
17. There was definitely a look of defeat or like a bit of stress when the guy said no. There was some desire to find the shop, but this character canonically is not very passive. Perception, like not very good at that. So I will allow you one more sleight of hand to try to snag the object or to do anything else you're trying to do. As he's currently grabbing a paper, like a towel or something, and trying to wipe up the ink.
Can Arrow get advantage if I distract him with talking about this tent after that insight check?
Sure.
Okay.
What do you say?
I mean, is this tent important? Or does it, like, travel through the city? We're new here.
Yes, it's the. It moved. I think it moved. I was just hopeful. I purchased something from there and it hasn't arrived.
Oh. I mean, like, well, what do they sell, if you don't mind me asking? Just, like, random stuff, or...?
Bunch of random stuff, but.
When's the last time you seen them?
Ooh, about a month ago.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Well, maybe they're traveling.
it's possible, but if you ever run into them, please let me know.
It's called the takeaway?
The takeaway, yes. What was your roll?
15.
15. Behind your back. In your bag. Anyways, I will clean this up. In the meantime, your room is on the second story. And here gives you keys. Sort of set. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you. She gives the
As
key
we
to
walk out.
Dottie.
As we walk, I'm gonna kind of nudge Morris and just say, good eye. I got it.
Who's the last to leave this room as you guys head upstairs?
Well, I could just say it's me.
Make me a perception check.
Ooh, another 30-20.
Ooh!
Ooh.
You hear the sound of this person cleaning up, and you hear there's a sort of a gasp, like a like when you softly hurt yourself, like ah. And for a brief moment, you look back just to see what caused it, and he is rubbing his eye, and in this hand is a vine, and he's like, ah.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Like a small vine, about maybe 3 inches.
And it came out of his eye.
I mean, all you saw was him rubbing his eye and holding a vine.
Okay. I'm gonna turn around and was like, excuse me, sir, is everything okay? And I'm gonna see if I can get a better look on that vine.
Yeah, you come back and goes, oh no, it's fine. I poked myself.
With a whole ass stick.
And he's holding the thing and just like nonchalantly trying to, but you have it in eye, just puts it down and puts it into a drawer.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're okay.
Oh yes, I just need to clean up and we'll be fine.
But again, just because I did hear that you just want to make sure you're totally okay and everything is fine.
Oh, I'm fine. Just I poked my eye. Yes,
Insight.
go for it.
Insight.
Their code for sus now.
Yeah, that's super sus. Okay, that one wasn't as great. That was an 11.
11. I mean, you're looking at his eye, this little red, obviously was disturbed or something, but it's just hard to sort of tell by his emotions. Yeah, it's hard to read.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, and have a good night. Make my way back up.
And we will see you guys enter in your room and what it looks like after a little bit of a break. So, let's take 10, guys. And we're back. As we see the 5 of you, key in hand, heading up to the second story within the Bordeaux, excuse me. Opening one of the suites here, sort of in the far back area of the inn, and opening it. It is a fairly well decorated. Like this used to be fancy. There's a bit of a layer of dust, definitely in the corners. Like this suite hasn't been used in a while. There are a bit of plant matter and life growing in the room that kind of just probably seeping from the outside, like sort of going through some cracks within the wood. So it's a little bit of disarray. But if you ignore the small little bits of mistreatment, is beautiful cushions, large beds, enough where 2 people could sleep on one bed, 2 people could sleep on the other bed, and then there is a sort of a very comfortable, like a lazy boy. Someone can like lean back and sort of the legs go up. And a sort of miniature couch. Not big enough for someone can probably lay across it. You'd have to scrunch up a little bit to actually get a full
God, he might.
experience.
He's little now.
I also got a tent I can set up in the middle of the room, but I think I'll try
I feel
just
like
ask for a bunch of extra pillows and blankets and use the chair. I think that'll work.
Quick question for you, Legati. How does that pocket watch work? Is it like a little safe?
The wrist pocket spell?
Yeah.
I for up to an hour, I have to be holding something in my hand, and then I can flick my wrist, and it'll disappear. It's an object no more than 5 pounds.
Okay, it wasn't the mechanic. I thought it was ahead. I think we need to put something that we just grab away in a place that it cannot be found.
Yeah, an hour would not be a permanent solution. What is your
No.
concern here?
Something feels off.
Yeah, like this, and I will pull out the masquerade mask.
Yeah, that. And I kind of pull it down. I'm all like, I think we need to just keep this hidden until we can know we're in a safe place.
Arrow, you're holding the mask. You know, it was once paper and it feels like metal now, like a different material.
That seems very. I mean, not that I would know, but seems very culty. Like this, the Yuka wants all these people to join, like what his little guild that he wants to make. So he sends them letters to make a mask for them all, so they can have club meetings, or what?
Is there anything written on the mask?
Whatever's written on that letter lost the script on it and has become something different.
Well, Gotti, you're all about making things into other things. Can you make heads or tails of this?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Can I make an Arcana or something else? I can investigate what the deal is here.
Yeah, you can roll me an Arcana check.
All right. That will be an 18.
18. I think your analytical brain starts to assess the order operations of how this worked. There was something written on paper and ink splashed on it. Something within the ink must have triggered whatever was within this piece of paper, whether it was probably more likely enchanted. And due to how it interacted, shaped into a masquerade mask. I think you understand that obviously this is sort of an enchanted piece of parchment. I think you understand that it would be difficult to change it back to its original state.
Yeah, I think I explained that. I explained like it must have reacted with the ink in some way. Clearly this was intentional. It must have been, primed to do this. Perhaps intending if someone signed the paper with ink, this would have happened. But there's nothing we can read on the mask, and no scrap of what was on the paper itself remaining.
I think being a student of transmutation, you understand, like this was fully changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it the same color paper as in the bar?
Yes, light green.
Kind of wish we would have stole the paper at the bar after all.
Did Ambrosia get a letter, Legati, or were they just bothering her?
I don't think she mentioned anything about, certainly not a letter that changed form, but
I mean, you
was it a
wouldn't
letter?
know.
I think it was people hassling her, like physically, right?
So what Ambrosia told you was that the local leathersmith, Aaron, was trying to get her to join a potter's guild, and she declined. She's like, "That's not what I do. Why would I join that?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe tomorrow before we go and talk to the prosecutor, we swing by the tavern again and ask if we can just, maybe just show the mask and to the tavern owner or the proprietor and ask if he got a letter. We can compare what it may have said.
I mean, he doesn't like Yuka, so I don't see why he wouldn't help. May need
I mean, we're gonna go cause trouble for Yuka, right?
I think Phoenix is right. That's weird that it would become a mask. And if it was intentional, then there's something happening, right? Surely,
Also,
maybe
if we just opt that guy into, that society by spilling ink? If it's a signature?
Well, that makes me question it, because I have two sense of minds of it. Did it go into the mask because something was signed, or did it go into mask because it was something that was saw? I.e., it reacted to the ink, so it was like, oh, you can't see what this is now.
like a defensive
Like a defense.
measure.
Because you said it's a metal mask. Is it like a wearable metal mask?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And it's sort of like an adjustable clip at the back.
Somebody want to try it on, see if anything happens?
Nope.
Sure, I will.
That's a good lad. Give it a shot.
It does form. It's strange. It's cold to the touch when it goes across your your cheekbones and your forehead. Oops, gotta pick it up. And it doesn't fit you immediately, but as your skin starts to warm the metal, it starts to fit more and more comfortably, and eventually you're able to clasp it into the back. And Arrow is wearing a perfectly fit form mask for him, and just sort of looking around. You don't feel any immediate changes.
Do I look like I belong to a secret society?
Most definitely, yes.
Yes, dear, totally.
I'll take it off.
Unlock it.
Does it at least look cool?
It's a metal masquerade mask. It's pretty metal.
Terrible.
Can you please roll me some psychic damage? And then add some cringe damage on top of it. Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna
bye.
roll a d10 and we'll see if you wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I died to psychic and cringe damage. Thanks, Mike.
This is where I make my bed.
So yeah, I debriefed the party. I let them know what I saw. I then also tell them, after I've explained about the paper and what happened with the ink thing and the plan with Arrow, I'm gonna then tell them about how as we were walking away, rubbed his eye, and then I saw him pull out the vine out of his eye, right?
No, you saw him rubbing his eye, but his left hand was close to his face, holding. You didn't actually see the pulling. You can assume, if that's the sort of story you're giving, is that you just saw him holding a vine close to his face.
I saw him pulling a vine out of his eye.
I have to ask now, was it like the plants that are in this room?
DM, was it like the plants that are in this room?
Looks similar.
Looks similar.
Yeah, that feeling again.
Oh, my-
Yeah. And then another one. I guess this is more of a question for the DM and my terrible memory. When we approached this guy, did we notice that that vine on him or anywhere around him?
No.
Okay, so he pulled it out of his eye. No other possible way. Nowhere else it could have come from, but his eye. Yeah.
This seems like
Final answer.
in the morning problem, and Felix is like curling up.
Sleep
I
is
mean-
not a bad idea. It's very late, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 in the morning right now.
Dear.
Good night.
I'm gonna try to get some rest, but I am perturbed.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have shifts?
Yeah.
I'll do the
Yeah.
first shift.
Is there only one door into this room?
Yes.
Okay, so Legati will move the chair that he's going to sleep in directly in front of that door.
Imagine
in that chair.
you open the door and it's just a no.
So what? Am I on my shift? I'm just gonna stare at you sleeping.
Wait, hold on. So I see Legati move the chair, and then I see he gets on the chair and attempts to go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I piece it together what he's trying to do. So I instinctively go to Legati and I grab him by the underarms and I lift him up to see how heavy he is.
I only have, for the weight, I have light. I'm, what, 3
You also
foot
have
8
5
or
million
something.
books. Might be a little heavy.
Yeah, I have a lot of equipment, but that's all on the ground right now.
So DM, do I need to roll that or do I just?
No, I mean, I think it's less of you having to roll for it, and it's whether or not Legati allows this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Legati, you're so chill, man. Legati, you see him come up, put arms under his hand underneath your arms, and you're just like,
Where's
I think he's gonna pick me up. And
down.
then,
Appreciate the assistance.
Legati, I appreciate the thought here. I don't think this is gonna.
It'll be a good alarm dog.
I mean, if he goes flying, you will hear it.
I mean, the chair has to be substantial, right? It's not my weight that's going to keep the door shut.
Yeah, it's a lazy
I
boy.
will wake up if somebody tries to come through the door.
Can I also lift the chair? I put Legati down, and then I try to lift the chair.
I mean,
Surely you can.
surely you can.
But not going to be sneaky, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's less about someone lifting it from the inside and someone trying to push a door against a chair.
Okay, and it would make sense that they wouldn't assume that there would be a chair behind the door, so they wouldn't be able to apply enough force to force the door open because there's a chair.
You know,
I see where you're going with this, Legati. Okay, I pick him back up from the floor, and then I put him back down in the chair. All right, we'll go with your plan A.
I'll take the second shift because I only need 4 hours of sleep.
Guys, can you just name yourself Plan A?
No.
I think we could do better than Plan A.
Yeah.
No, we're lower than that. We're like Plan F.
Arrow, we need to talk about your low self-esteem. That's not good.
What are we talking about?
Okay, just because it's in my brain now. Before I really start my shift, can I like walk up to where I see the vine plant in the suite?
Yes. So we can say this is part of your shift here. So we only need 2, so we'll have Diva take the first. Yeah, the vine is actually growing kind of near like some of the split in wood where the window is, kind of like where the window frame is. Yeah, bits of leaf coming off from a vine that sort of curls back into the frame and then out and in, almost like someone sewing, like a sewing needle going in and out of fabric.
Can I take my scimitar and like cut off like a tendril of it?
Yeah.
Something to that. Because I'm assuming it's like ivy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will cut off just a tendril of it.
Okay.
And I'm like, I guess nothing. So I'll go back into the main room and wait out my shift.
Roll me a perception check.
That's going to be an 18.
You hear, because again, you're in in Outslock within the stone steps where there's just alleyways and just cramped streets. You hear, like empty barrels being pushed over and crashing against the side of a wall outside.
Like against like a wall outside?
Yeah, you're on the second story, so you hear that from the first story.
I'll go look out the window.
You look down and you see that there is sort of a mid-40s guy, sort of black hair, long. What were you doing with a drug, Sarah? What were you doing? Knocks over a barrel. Sarah. Starts to walk off.
Oh, poor fool. I'll walk back to where I was.
Kind of the only eventful moment at the night. Who takes the second shift?
I'll take
Me.
it. Oh, you can take it. You
Yeah, I need my
4-hour sleep.
Then yeah, Arrow, you. I'm assuming you guys talk about, you know, like Diva and Arrow sort of cross and like drunkard outside, cut a plant, nothing else. Yeah, make me a perception check.
Let's go! Better! +1, 19.
The moment that Diva goes back to sleep, you hear kind of an additional smashing of crates outside.
I'll go peek.
Bounding away of view, you see this massive collection of bone, flesh, and plant matter as its rib cage opens up, and inside you see like numerous body parts like lungs and hearts, livers and stomachs and intestines being kept inside the form by vines. Bounds away.
Lock the window. Pull the curtains closed. Not my circus.
And everyone has the benefit of a long rest.
Sure, that's fine.
Everyone wakes up eventually. You were not disturbed, Legati, sitting in your chair next to the door.
Ah, very refreshing.
Anything weird happen overnight? Anybody have anything to report?
I saw a bunch of some poor drunken soul knock over a bunch of barrels.
Did you try to take his money?
I was up here.
Good. That's character development. Proud of you.
Arrow, you didn't wake anybody up. What happened to yours?
Nothing to report.
Wonderful.
Great. Cool.
Cool.
What is the events for today? What are we doing today?
Our big priority is to, deal with the prosecutor, right? Do we want to swing by the tavern and see if we can see what that note says before we go try to confront Yuko? We have an address.
You do.
Of where Yuko was known to be.
Yes.
Because I don't know how we would go about find out if Volred actually went to prison situation. So maybe we just see if Yuka has any information about that while we're there. I figure we go and be aggressive about it if need be.
How far is Yuka from where we are right now?
You're in the stone step. You're in the western end of the stone steps. So it's kind of maybe an hour and a half walk, maybe about 2 hours to the Emerald Strip.
So what I'm hearing is you want to go bust some heads.
If needed, it seems like a fairly wide-ranging conspiracy at this point, and it seems like we would be doing a lot of people a favor if we interfered.
But what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing here is that you want to go and bust heads against a lawyer at his establishment. A known lawyer, a reputable lawyer. One who
Reputable
could,
is up for debate.
Yeah, I was gonna say that last word. I don't know.
yeah, for you and me, yes. But what about for the general public?
I
So what if
mean,
there are
the
no
hotspot
witnesses?
doesn't
Doesn't
seem
like
to care
him.
about him, lawyer or not.
I think if you have money and don't care about morals, you probably use Yuka. But I think for people that own taverns and just are run-of-the-mill people, probably don't like him too much.
And of those people, which ones have the power to lock us up for a very long time?
If he's dead, no one will lock us up.
They might lock you
Theoretically.
murder, Arrow.
I'm just, I don't like crooks.
It's not off the table.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's rewind this freight
Yeah.
train for a moment.
Reel it in
let's
for a second.
yeah,
with more
yeah,
of this.
yeah. Look, I appreciate the enthusiasm and all. It's great. It's great.
Alvin.
People go missing in big cities like this all the time.
Listen,
Surely it's fine.
I'm sure that man has money enough to have people go looking for him.
Well, look
And
all
not
you
nice
want.
people.
Well, we know he's sending letters to possible masquerade balls, so there might be someone above him.
That's true.
So maybe we take the smart approach here. Maybe we don't resort to violence. And we instead use our intellect and cunning to get some very solid evidence that we can use to blackmail him. See?
What better way to get a confession than through show of force?
Yeah, but the problem is you only have the power as long as you can maintain control, and as soon as that control slips your grasp, you're on your own. But if you blackmail him, you extort him, you do much more damage.
You are far naughtier than I thought you were, Morse. You keep surprising me.
I mean, I'm here, ain't I? Look, we have a mission, right? I'm just saying we should probably strategize. We don't want to go gung-ho, because that can lead us into jail, and I personally don't want to go to jail.
Fair
Okay,
enough. I respect
Morris,
that.
so how are we blackmailing?
Well, I think what we need to do, since we have a lead already, perhaps maybe we go back to our, initial place of visit. Maybe have some more boar. I don't mean that
This has been
completely literally.
This has been one little surprise just to get you to get more boar.
I'm just saying
Didn't we
this.
bring
I'm just
home
saying.
leftovers for.
I'm like, we have
Look.
a whole bag of boar.
No, we don't. Look, I'm just saying the spirit of Broly lives on, right?
Got hungry in the middle of the night.
I like
Okay.
it.
Snack.
I mean,
Look.
listen, I don't know. I don't mean to sound rude, but in hierarchy of things, Asgar's boss seems like the bigger fish. If she had anything on Yuka, I would think it would be her.
So we go to the grape. Or grip.
See, now we're starting to strategize. There we go. Now we're in the right direction. Great.
But he also likes to hear gossip, so he might talk.
Hey, look, as long as we're not getting in trouble with legal figures, I'm fine. Unless we have solid, undisputable evidence.
Are we going to the grip or are we going to the hotspot?
For the grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the grip sounds like you made a convincing case that we can go try to get
He said
allies
she
there.
hates him, so I mean
Yeah.
that's a friend in my book.
Across alleyways, in the morning light, collecting your things, putting the chair back. You go downstairs, and that same individual is sleeping at the counter. Doesn't seem like to be any new people coming in, and is just sleeping at the desk. But if you left undisturbed, you can leave.
I suppose.
I don't wake him up. I let him sleep.
And what was that?
I said I don't want to wake him up. Let him sleep.
Fair. You are trailing across numerous alleyways that curtain turn, small like streets that you almost have to like people walk by. You have to almost like turn your chest a little bit so that they can cross you. You can see that there is a small streams of water that trail across cobblestone pathways that lead you across businesses and multifamily homes. Occasionally, you can see a small rat that scurries from one hole and then runs across this small little alleyway and goes into like the next hole it can find. Occasionally, within this sort of trek, because you are going through like this maze of buildings, occasionally you'll find these like very small public gardens that have like maybe 3-foot tall fences, like not very tall. It's just sort of there to sort of give an accent, like a little patch of nature to break up the built-in environment that you're currently in. Passerbyers, locals come by, and Legati, you know how to conduct yourself with the people of Auslock. Just a quick nod, just acknowledgement that they're there. It's not the most friendliest of places. It's not like everyone says, hello, neighbor. Just a quick head nod, and that's all it takes. You reach an opening from this tightly cramped pathway to a slightly larger garden space where in the middle is a man, tall and gaunt and thin, bright blonde hair, human as he stands in front of a crowd of about 10 who are listening to him. He's currently on a soapbox. You hear him say, in addition to that, there's also about 3 peacekeepers who are in this space who are just listening to him. There's a look on their face of like, look at this guy. They don't see like, they don't look like they're about to take him seriously at anything, but he goes, I need to stop, my friends, my neighbors, strangers alike. The prices found in general shops have been bleeding us dry. Several gold for basic needs. Taxman visits more often nowadays. And he goes, and for what? For plant creatures scare our neighbors, our mothers, our daughters. And he continues on this rhetoric of sort of like trying to pump the crowd a little bit. This kind of happens a lot, Legati. You know this. Like, it's a city. Money is exchanged so quickly, and sometimes things are a lot more expensive. And it's always been a sort of a point of contention with the crown. But next to this ladder that leads up to the rooftop, there's a small wood metal sign with a clawed fist, like a full-on lion. So it's a metal claw affixed to a wooden sign painted in red, and white, and orange that reads "The Grip." Going inside, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Inside the Grip, you hear a soft bell, boom, but there is no bell to be seen. It echoes across this entire space. It's kind of strange. The bell and the tone makes you all kind of wince a little bit, kind of like making your eye, that high-pitch sound that kind of like grains a little bit, but it goes away just as quickly as it came. The Grip is a small business, a little shop here, that is cluttered from wall to ceiling with small bits and bobs. The best way to describe it is like a corner antique store. Old furniture on display, locked glass casing with rusted jewelry, old wooden toys and plush dolls on shelves. Though it is small, in the far back, half of the shop is sort of built for like a seating space. Almost Arabic, where there is no there's no tables, or there's like small tables, but there's no chairs. Everything's like cushioned seating on the floor. There are things hanging from the ceiling as well, kind of like pieces of metal that once belonged to maybe carriages, like the frame of one along the ceiling. In the back, there is also these bright red curtains that shift and move as a 7-foot feline woman walks in, hearing the bell. Bengal tigered face, sort of the stripings, the white near the mouth, orange where the head is, cat-like ears, claws on her hands. Though has sort of this the feminine figure form, but is wearing kind of this masculine, like, I'm just saying, it's like almost like a leather jacket that is colored maroon, sort of a white underlining. Bit of a puffy ascot next to the neck, white shirt, and the biggest thing is this stark black eyes for the eyes and irises. In her hand is the mouthpiece for a hookah, as takes a big inhale and releases as she pulls forward, and the cord connected is connected to an actual like hookah jar that is on wheels. That actually no, I forgot, it's not on wheels, it's in an arcane disc. The spell arcane disc, as it moves forward, blows out. Welcome, perusers and patrons. Welcome to the grip. Please explore and roam my store, and let me know if you find anything that tickles your fancy.
Nudge Legati.
I am actually looking for a couple of things, and I think it will be nice if we go up and buy things. I'm looking for a glass vial for a future spell component, and possibly Tinker's tools to indulge my new gnomish interest in making tinker things. Do they have one or both of those things here?
She gives a soft chuckle and goes, I think we might have both of them. Tinker's tools might be in the back, but I believe I have some spare glass vials that you can use.
Does she have stuff on display, or is it like you have to go in the back of?
No. Like an antique center, there are like things on display too.
Yeah, and I'll try to find the Tinker's tools, and I'll get a glass vial. My plan is to also, like, if you're okay with it, everybody, put the mask on the counter and see if ask her if she's ever seen anything like that.
I'm okay with it on one condition.
Mm-hmm.
You be very intimidating.
And
Sure.
3-foot tall.
Wait, I thought we were supposed to, like, be friends with this lady. Why are we coming out of the
Moyes,
gate
why are you gonna
intimidating?
go back on the plan now?
Fine,
She
it
will
would have been
literally
entertaining.
Eat him alive. Let's not set up Legati
Be
for
friendly
failure.
first, and then, yeah.
But he believes in change. He was a human, and now he's a dwarf, and then he could be food for this lady.
No,
Hey!
not a dwarf. It's not the same.
Whatever.
Let's quit yourself.
In the grip, I do have tools, like random tools written out, so I think it would be fair to say that there are tinker tools you can find, as well as
Tell
a
me
glass.
how much, yeah.
Tinker
I
tools
guess
are
just normal price for those things?
Yeah, Tinker Tools, 50 gold pieces, a glass vial of a single gold piece. She's actually able to pull it out of like another sort of piece of machinery, and is like, as long as you're fine with it being a bit used, we can do that.
Used may even be better for my purposes. Thank you. And yeah, I'll start counting out gold pieces, the table, and then yeah, whoever has the mask, I'll gesture for them to like set it on the counter.
Arrow. Put it on the counter.
Now, making meaningful eye contact with the tiger woman.
Are you looking
Have
to...
you ever-
Oh, go on.
Have you ever seen anything like this before? It was a piece of paper, and then it is now this.
There's a immediate moment of intrigue. She puts down the mouthpiece. Certainly have my attention. You said that was once a piece of paper?
It was, it's a long story, but we believe it may have originated as a piece of mail from a certain prosecutor currently staying here in the city, who, based on our conversations with one of your employees last night, you may have certain thoughts about. Again, like meaningful eye contact, like.
I think you're being very open with it, so it's not like not a roll needed because you're not hiding it too hard.
Yeah, I want to just,
She kind of rubs the bottom of her chin. Goes to sort of one of these walls that's kind of behind a counter where only employees go, and you see a similarly tinted crimson mirror. Traces 3 claws down. You okay, buddy? The mirror opens. Escar, can you please give me my mail, please? And through this like portal. Grabs it. Flips through a few things. Puts the paper in front of you. I think you mean Mr. Yuka. Yes, right, bitch.
That's been our experience as well.
Part of me thinks I did not have his brain screwed in as tightly enough, considering he wants me to join the Potter's Guild. Do you see my hand in clay? No. So why? Not very smart. It starts to open in front of you. Puts it down, and it is an invite to a masquerade ball happening at Prosecutor Yuka's homestead tomorrow night. And there are 2 boxes that are like RSVP for yes or no.
I like glance at the party. Like pretty clear what happened here. Spilling the ink. Came this mask, but just a single mask, single invite. Do they have any details about what will go on at the party or what the point of the party is?
No, actually it doesn't.
It's at his house or at where?
It's at his house.
Are you planning to attend? Asking the proprietor.
No. Anytime I'm in a room with this lizard, always trying to pitch me into joining something. It feels much like a timeshare. I don't want to be sold upon.
We share your suspicions.
You mind if we take that invite?
What was that?
You mind if we take that invite off your hands?
Be my guest.
Got 2.
But yes.
Now we just need 3 more. And the gauntlet makes the Infinity Gauntlet.
Anything else along my store that suits your interest, or you're looking for something special?
Anybody else?
I want to glance around. Is there anything interesting around here? Anything
I'll say-
unique or otherwise useful?
I'll say no rule necessary. You take your time and you find that a lot of the stuff is kind of junk. But in a moment, you see that red curtain that she came out, there's more stuff back there. See,
Like an additional room or like a back room?
It looks like an additional room.
Okay. I'm wandering. Let me in.
You start to make your way and start to put a hand onto the curtain and move. Though she is away from you, because you're It's kind of near the back counter, but you're not too far. But it's one of those things where she can't just rush over. You feel a tug at your hand. And you look over to her, and she has her eyes, blank black eyes looking at you. And there's some force holding you still. I do have more strange and unusual things, but generally it's for those I know better.
Fair enough. Apologies.
No worries. I should get the sign. But perhaps we can get to know each other better. What is your professions?
I'm personally a sailor. Sellsword.
Sell swords, good.
I'm really fast. I don't really have a job. I hit really hard and I run really fast.
Brawler.
Gotti will say the traveler and archaeologist.
Simple answers. Entrepreneur and performer, but it's more complicated than that.
She glances over to the blade. I can tell. And you're not that hard to read. Looks like
Damn.
rumors.
Is that a compliment or an insult?
The one is I can't. You're not that hard to read. Is towards Morris.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good. Less words needed.
There is a beast that has been flying over Outlook into the Handled Woods and then back south. It's looking for something and scaring my neighbors. Large, white, and though it strains a little of this conversation, looks a bit similar. A true beast with wings and the body of a lion. I'm unsure of its nature goals. But I'm most certain that it is a predator looking for prey. And I fear, one of my fears, is that one of the prey is a customer or potential customer. If you would like to know of what other interesting things I have in my wares, perhaps we can get to know each other better. And much like how Legati was insinuating without words, she's doing.
When's the last time you've seen it?
More often recently. But once a week. In the past, it was coming in perhaps once every 2 weeks. But it's increasing its visits. It's been showing up from time to time over the cloud line. Then lands in the forest north. And then jumps over to the south.
Perhaps once we get this stuff sorted with Yuka, we could help you with that.
That sounds fair. Morris, roll me a perception check.
Uh, 25.
It's light. But you swear you can smell the familiar scent of sulfur. And it's a lot hotter in here than it was outside. I think you just need to get a better view.
Pardon me, I'll be right back. I'm gonna step outside.
Okay. That smell goes away. Temperature cools.
Can I walk around the perimeter?
It takes a bit. It's winding roads, alleyways. I'll say quickly doing so. Smell doesn't change. Still clear out here. Well, as clear as a busy city can be.
Okay. I make my way back inside.
Okay.
Does it come back?
Yes. It's light, very light.
I'm gonna. I'm assuming the party is still talking to her.
Yeah, there's still perusing, talking.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get close to her. Just like not like, shoulder to shoulder, but like close enough.
Sure, you can do so.
What happens to the scent?
It's a little stronger.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Divine sense it is.
Two things. Through the mask, there is an immediate, strong, fiendish ping in her direction.
Oh.
You sense that there's not much in terms of the change of figure, but she's currently like twirling a little bit of the hookah, the mouthpiece. Her hand, in reality, from what your vision can show you, is backwards, messing with the hookah. Everyone else can see normal hand in the right way, but you could see hand the opposite way. In addition to that, in the scattering of junk, a new scent, a new ping goes off. There's a page in this place.
Page.
Your page.
Little page. Your hero's book.
Oh.
It's still new. Him
It's
caring about
still new.
books is still a new.
Very new.
The last
Very
hero,
new.
the one you made an oath for.
Good. I pull out the book. Does it say anything?
No,
Do I see anything?
there's a lost page in here, in this shop.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh god, I'm so bad at this. Okay. I'll let them carry on.
Yeah, I think this is more on you, because it's like, I think everyone, unless anyone has anything else to ask Tavin, this is you sort of driving a little bit of what you're investigating. Do you follow that ping?
I do follow that ping. Actually, good point. Because I just had something else in mind. That's why, and I didn't want to escalate to that.
No. It doesn't take long. Under some old newspapers and magazines and like other like readable material, there is a ripped, like similar font and style of paper, same size as the book that you carry. You have found page 2 of 5 of the missing pages.
Ooh. You see that, Agati? I'm writing a book too.
I just love how like you barely understood how a book worked in this scenario. You're like holding it up and like, what does it do? How do you?
Look. I can't hurt people with a page. I can hurt people with this hammer.
I do want to ask. Sorry, what's the tiger
Taboo.
lady's name?
Tavin.
I want to say, so about this Yuka situation. We know none of us here happen to be fans of this particular person. Probably has allies in the city. Maybe has annoyed some other people. Hypothetically, say Yuka were to be tragically killed. Do you think that would cause a big stir or lead to a huge guard investigation, or could it just be a thing that happened?
There's a curl of a smile that forms. Oh, what a tragedy that would be. So sad. I'm sure there would be an investigation, but as far as the guild he represents, who's really friends with a lawyer?
A long list of enemies, I'm sure.
Yes.
Good. That's reassuring. I mean, hopefully nothing happens, but
Yes. Well, if you do decide to go to his home with whatever that is, maybe we can do a bit of a trade today. I will allow you to pick any piece from my front sales here for free. If that would you like that to be your tools? I will allow that. I will give you a refund. In exchange, if you do go to his home, starts to go through her jacket pocket, pulls out sort of slip of paper with nothing on it. If you ever find yourself causing a bit of mischief and you're in his home, slip this somewhere where he cannot find it. Preferably someplace where he sits, lays his head, where his person would be.
I will take this piece of paper.
Grand deal. And holds out a hand to you to shake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how I'm like up on the counter or what, if there's a stool or something, but yeah, definitely shaking the hand if maybe she comes out from behind the counter.
Shake the hand. And she gives you the piece of paper. And if you'd like to refund, get your 50 back for the tools, she will do that.
Sure.
Grand deal.
This has been a wonderful visit.
Well, you know where to find me. And if when you do decide to look into that beast, if you'd like to see more inner wares, come on by. There's some incantations and enchantments requires unique materials, and I have a hunch of what this beast is. I'm not certain, but I have a hunch, and there's something I need from it.
Understood.
Grand. Come on by anytime.
Where did Morris go?
Yeah. Well, do you purchase the paper, or are you trying to sneak it out?
I'm sneaking it out.
All right, roll me a sleight of hand check.
I'm like, if we're still talking to her, I'm like, humor me. What's your hunch?
Ugh, that'll be 14.
I am hesitant to say. Besides, knowing the kind of creature, though I assume what it is, or even if it is different, it does not change the fact that having a piece of it would open my doors to better enchantments. I think I'll keep that information close to vest.
Fair enough.
Yeah. When you guys are walking out of the grip, 14. I think with her making the deal with Legati, she does clock you. There's an eye, and you sort of watch her, and just sort of lets you go. But she recognized that you did this. You don't know if that's a
She's
good thing or
doing
bad
lovely.
thing.
Oh, I know all I need to know.
So we clearly have an ally in our mission against this corrupt prosecutor. That's good.
We also have 2 masks for this party.
Wonder if everybody needs one to attend, or if we could just dress up otherwise.
I don't know how I feel about that, just because if I go and we know Aaron's been recruiting, for lack of better words, I'm gonna get clocked the moment I walk in.
I think we all would. He was prosecuting
wouldn't.
against us. Yeah, you might not, but the rest
I
of us
still look
would.
like Legati, just shorter and a gnome now,
Shorter.
but
I mean, with the mask, though.
You guys are having this conversation like near that
Yeah.
outside the shop. You hear, I say we march and let the crown know that we're serious. You hear 4 glass jars smash in the middle of the courtroom or the courtyard. As you look over, there are gasps, shocks. The peacekeepers, like, immediately are in like investigation mode. And from the glass jars, you start to see this seeping white plume of smoke growing unnaturally and actually stops just at the edge of where you guys are standing. You hear coughing, wheezing, choking. The smoke is too thick, and you even start to hear some of the peacekeepers start to choke as well.
Can we spot where that was thrown from?
Everyone roll me a
Or go-
perception check.
How bright is it?
It's the morning.
Okay. Oh,
23.
I'm not rolling a second time.
Got a full on 5.
9.
Natural 20 for 23.
And then what was yours, Morse?
Unnatural 23.
Okay. Morse, Phoenix, you two look up. These things were thrown at a vantage point. And you look up, and you see that they're on 4 separate rooftops. There is 5 individuals across the floor, all looking down with with cloaks over their head, and you could just see the eyes, and there is like a metal, like, filter mask over their nose and mouth, the lower face, watching the chaos ensue. And you see one of them pulls out a notebook and is currently writing down details. The smoke starts to fade, and the crowd grew a little bit. Not everyone has dropped. Only certain people have fallen. And before you guys take an action, that's what we're going to call today's session.
What
What?
is happening?
Seriously, though.
What?
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this session of Trials of VinTear. Join us next week for Reconstruction Part 1. See you guys then. Bye.